Part-time agents can make more money per sale by focusing on specific properties. We've talked about niche. We have talked about specializations. You've definitely got to employ both of those if you're going to be part-time. If you're going to be a luxury agent, stick to it. Stop trying to spread yourself thin. Commercial agents need to stick to commercial, especially if they're going to be part-time. These are going to take longer to sell. In the sales industry, we call that runway. It is going to be a lot longer runway for you to go between deals to get things done. So picking that sought after location with higher property values, working that golden area, for many people is going to be difficult, but it will lead to bigger earnings in the long run if you specialize and you. So then we talk about your realtor schedule a little bit. As a full-time agent, you'll typically work during regular business hours. Evenings and weekends are cut into based on your clients' schedules. You're going to spend a lot of time looking for new clients and networking with industry pros during the day and marketing to get new business that will affect your nights and your weekends. Typical weekday schedule, you're up at 5 a.m., you're ready for your day, shower, eating, etc. by 6:30. Your real estate administration and your growth checks start working around 7 o'clock so you can check your emails and get things going. 7 a.m. to 7:30, you're getting ready to leave for main work, right? You're focusing on primary work functions and focusing on administration, typically first thing in the morning from 8 to 12. 12 o'clock, you're going to take a lunch break. And in real estate, that's typically a 2-hour lunch because you're probably meeting with someone or having lunch with another professional. Back from 1 to 5 so you can focus on primary functionality. And then from 5 to 6, you're either driving home or going to starting your real estate client meetings, your showings, your meetups, etc. Dinner with your family, your friends, your clients are going to hit you somewhere around 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then after 8 o'clock, you're probably going to deal with any contract actions that you have to deal with from the day's work so that you can wrap up your day. I realize that's a very straightforward example because if you take a very standard day and make time blocks out of it, and we've got an entire class out of being task oriented and doing time blocking in your day, but you need to understand that you take the client variable, throw them in that mix, and every client that you're managing is going to interrupt every single part of your day while that stuff is going on. Part-time agents have a whole lot less availability for that. Primary focus is on their weekends. Their weekends, they meet with their clients. On their weekends, they meet with showing properties or late in the evenings. They handle administrative tasks during that time. Being organized is super key for agents. And as a part-time agent, you're having to juggle real estate responsibilities with the primary job. So full-time teacher, for example, which my wife is, might do real estate part-time simply by using her evenings and her weekends and her school holidays to serve clients. In most cases, she has to team up with the broker or she has to team up with other agents that can take on any responsibilities that happen during the day. Now, that might cost her a cut of the overall commission, but the relationship, the reason that she's there, the reason people trust her is what brought that client to the table. The other agent is certainly supplemental and gets awarded by being able to do business they could not have done on their own. This way, the teacher can continue to pursue her passion for real estate while keeping the security of a full-time job. And that's important to a lot of people that have standardized debt and standardized bills. They need a paycheck coming in month to month that gives them a level of security so that when commissions come in, they get the big swing of incomes and can use that monies for the additional or the high-end purchases or the big surprise purchases that they need to make throughout the year and take care of family vacations, etc. Client perception. This is a huge factor. When you are working as a part-time agent, being available for your clients 24/7 is not only challenging, it's simply impossible. You can manage it, but you've got to be very clear with your clients when you're available, how quickly you can get back to them, and how during those times you are dedicated to them. This is going to help you stay top of mind and you're going to have to show a level of communication and a level of organization that you don't normally show as a traditional agent. Tools like email, autoresponders, scheduling apps, these are all going to be able to help you and help your clients know that you're free and be able to manage your availability. If you've got a scheduling app that your client can go to because they need 30 minutes of your time, once you organize a client, you should set a weekly meeting as a rhythm of business. They should have access to like a Calendly system so they can set extra time with you as you are available, so that you know things are scheduled and they're going to feel like it's maintained. But if they're the type of client, if they're the type of customer that feels like they need to be able to send you a text or give you a quick phone call because they're available and not going to appreciate that you can't talk to them right now, you're going to lose business. So be prepared for it. If you have an administrative staff or you have an active broker that can help you during the day, there should be an office number that people can call if you're not available, and you should promote it that way. Hey, if I'm not there, my broker and my admin staff are available. Second you call me and I'm not ready, call my office. They will help you immediately, or they will get to me if it's an emergency need. But remember, in real estate, what's going to matter to the client is the value you offer, how you're earning your commission, your market insights, how you're going to help them achieve their goals, how you understand and relate to their story. Success in real estate is going to be all about how you connect with people. Feeling like you're up against experienced full-time agents and professionals is normal, but there are keys to success. And at the end of the day, real estate is all about relationships. Your people skills and how well you stay on top of the matter, this is going to be much more important to them than a traditional 9 to 5 work hour. Brokerage needs. This gets a little sensitive to some folks too, and I'm going to go ahead and say it up front so that we get it out of the way. You're working for a big broker, you're nothing but a number. If you're not pulling in the numbers, they don't need to care about you, so why should they? If you went to work for them understanding that that's their mentality, and you just followed your friend that went over there because, hey, we can work for a big brand and that big moniker is important, trust me, they are understanding the business and not you. They want a friend on the inside so that they get to take the beatings with company. Misery always loves company. And by the way, if you weren't successful at one brokerage, you're going to have a lot of trouble being successful at another, especially when you're in a pool with 100 fish versus in a pool with 10. So, real estate agents, you have to have a sponsoring broker. You have to have one that represents buyers and sellers in transactions, a broker that is relevant. Part-time agent especially must have options. They got to be they're going to be limited by full-time colleague challenges. However, brokerages are happy to have help for you. Highly energetic, talented part-time workers are great, and they will typically partner you guys up together in a team so that you can run your business effectively. They make money when you make money, so they'll help you find a way. But the key is to find a broker who understands business, who has been in the game long enough, and who is active in the market today so they understand what's actually happening. What's the real day-to-day of the real estate market today in May of 2025? Key is to find a broker who's open to how you want to run your business, and they can give you a game plan of how their strategies can help you be successful. Other responsibilities include things like your education requirements. You have a continuing education need and assessment requirement that you must hit. The license requirements for full-time and part-time agents are exactly the same, regardless of how many hours you choose to work, regardless of how many deals you close a year. It can be a few weeks to a few months to become a part-time real estate agent, depending on how fast you go through the training, how fast you can pass your initial exam, and then how fast you can meet your other state and your other brokerage requirements. Not to mention what you have to do to be a realtor while you're signing up and paying a board to represent you and give you access to other tools like the MLS and other strategies that they have in technology. Make sure that you enlist in understanding the rules in your state. So when you plan out your real estate career, you do it properly and you do it with good knowledge. You wouldn't go out and just buy a car because you felt like it was going to be an investment and not expect to have to put some gas in it not expect to be able to put some repairs in it, but you're going to expect it to drive you around and keep you in good standing while you're running around on the road in 90-degree heat with good air conditioning. So why in the hell would you expect that you're just going to go pass a fast real estate license because you learn how to study or you learn how to beat the test, and then you're not going to put any effort towards making the money that it gives you the capability for? Then, not spending the time and the energy on keeping it educated, maintained, and paying all of the additional fees and dues to keep things on the up and up. Green light is what's going to keep you in this business. Time management. Time management of a full-time role agent. You can be a part-time agent if you manage your time and maintain flexibility, but an organized schedule is a requirement. It's going to mean dedicating specific weekly hours to real estate, evenings, weekends, managing your time as a part-time agent. It's going to be important for you to figure out what your most important real estate tasks are and set aside those specific evenings and weekends to do your work. Some tips for managing your time when you've got both a full-time job and a part-time job. And we've all done it at some aspect or another. So understand that there are methods out there to make you more successful. Time blocking. We got a whole class on it. Being able to business means generating business. So if you're not utilizing time blocking and remembering to schedule specific time blocks for real estate tasks, you're failing yourself. You got a lot to do. You got to find leads. You got to meet with clients. You got to show properties. Just those things alone are going to be up in the air 9 times out of 10 and going to be a huge component and a time detriment to your day. But it's going to help you stay focused if you understand that these blocks during my week, during my weekend, will allow me to do those things without getting distracted by other responsibilities and that client that's going to hammer you on the call right now. I'm sitting in class just lightly paying attention to my phone over here, which is sending me all kind of pings and beeps and messages. I had to start taking my Fitbit and stuff off because it would vibrate my wrist to death while I was in these classes. You're going to need to learn how to set aside time for these things that are important and give that device a break so that it's all standing by and waiting for you when you get back to it. But truly, time block when you're going to be available to catch up on all of the phone activity. Prioritize tasks. Remember, finding the most important real estate task that needs your attention and working it from start to finish is really going to help you as a part-time agent. This way, you can use the limited time that you have and you can feel like you've got a sense of accomplishment every day. Write the tasks down if you're going to be task-oriented. Check the boxes. Physically do this for yourself so you can feel like you actually got things done and you understand how busy you are. The full-time job that you have is going to take up so much of your brain space that you're not going to understand that even though you got only 2 or 3 things done in your real estate world today, you still made a huge dent and an accomplishment for that client. And by the way, did you call that client today? Tech's the king. If you can leverage technology and remember to use scheduling, organizational apps, your CRM, to stay on track with tasks and appointments, to do your marketing when you're not available to do it yourself, to forward videos and messages to clients on a timely basis, it's going to make your life a whole lot easier and help keep you top of mind on all of your clients and top of messaging on all of your real estate commitments.